Yesterday I tried to learn how to bowl a little bit better, picking up the 10 pins. You got to look at your mark, you got to walk towards your mark, and then you have to walk towards the mark. Well, first of all, stand between you have the middle dot and the middle dot to your left. Stand between the middle dot to the left and the center dot, and you aim right to your target. And then make sure your thumb comes out right at the target, and make sure you walk towards that to keep it straight. So what I'm going to go over, after I bowled yesterday, I felt way better. I always feel better bowling. It's good physical activity. It gets your mind off of things. It's good to get out of the house. It's cheap. So that's good. I want to make a note to do that, because, every time, you start getting down, you got to do some physical activity. Motion creates emotion. So getting out and bowling a little bit, that always makes me feel a little bit better. I did a little bit of writing. I did some. I've been hitting Think and Grow Rich very hard. More money, more relationships, better networking, finding out how you can serve people, because it's not about finding out what you want. It's about finding out what other people want in business and being able to satisfy those needs. So some of the ideas that I have, I've always had an idea of connecting nerds, jocks, and outgoing people, and people that are good at management together, because outgoing people like me are terrible at managing, and we're terrible usually at like nerdy type of math stuff. Nerds are obviously terrible with people, and they could be a little bit better at management, and management good at their management game, but bad or don't have the time to network. So I've always thought about coming up with an application to easily, let's say I'm an outgoing person, but I need a nerd to develop an application idea for a phone or for my business. I've always came up with an application for a phone that you can quickly search nerds, search management, search outgoing people quickly, and be able to network with those people, whether it be through Google Hangouts or through Facebook. So another thing the other day, when you pose the question, what do people want? To be heard, to feel loved, to laugh, to have experiences, to make more money, to increase their lifestyle, or increase their family's lifestyle. These are all things that I'm always looking at for business. This is what I do in my everyday life too. Is I definitely listen. I definitely able to provide laughter. So it's always asking those questions. You are only as good as the questions you ask. So you have to keep asking yourself these questions so you get better. So it's Chiefs game day today, but once again, I'm going to read from the book, try to get my reading skills down, because I definitely can understand that my reading skills are not great. Once again, most of this book, called Tony Robbins' Master the Money Game, is just about setting aside money so you don't see it. There's a great part in this book where they talk about companies should automatically have 5% taken out of your paycheck every month, so you don't have to go in there and do it, because it's too much work, too much pain for a person to do it themselves. Countries that have a box that says, I do want to donate my organs, and the people have to check the boxes. They don't get as much harvesting organs as the countries that have on the driver's license. I do not want my organs harvested. People have hard enough time putting a check mark by a box. So, it shows you how hard it is to even go in there and just visualize how much you are going to lose your money. But you also have to visualize. You have to visualize the end result, which is being rich and having a comfortable retirement. So I'm going to start. Let's go on 75. 74. And this goes into how much he's given back. And so this is always about, Tony Robbins is one of my heroes because he does get the abundance mindset. He does give back. The ultimate goal, giving back. This is on page 73. For me, money was always out of reach as a child. It was always a source of stress because there was never enough of it. I remember having to knock on the neighbor's door to ask for food for my brother and my sister and me. Then on Thanksgiving Day, when I was 11 years old, something happened that changed my life forever. As usual, there was no food in the house, and my parents were fighting. Then I heard someone knocking on the front door. I opened it a crack and saw a big man standing there on the steps with a grocery bag filled with enough food for a big Thanksgiving dinner. I could hardly believe it. My father always said that no one gave a damn about anyone, but all of a sudden, someone I didn't know who wasn't asking for anything in return was looking out for us. It made me think, does this mean that strangers care? And I decided that if strangers care about me and my family, I care about them. What am I going to do? I promised myself that day I was going to find a way, somehow, someday, to give back and pay it forward. So when I was 17, I saved money from my working nights as a janitor, and I went out on Thanksgiving and I fed 2 families. It was the most moving experiences of my life. It lifted my spirits to see faces turn from despair to joy. It was as much as a gift to me as it was for them. I didn't tell anybody what I was doing, but the next year I fed 4 families, then 8. I wasn't doing it for brownie points, but after 8 I thought, man, I could use some help. I enlisted some friends and they got into it too. It grew and grew. Now my foundation feeds 2 million people every year in 36 countries. Through our international basket brigades, would I have ever known the joy of giving if it wasn't for that terrible Thanksgiving when I was 11? Who knows? Some of it would call it luck or fate or a plain old good fortune. I see the hand of God in it. I call it grace. Here's what I know. I learned the joy of giving, and it had nothing to do with money. Money is simply a vehicle for trying to meet our needs, not just our financial needs. The story we create about what our life's about, how we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to do or give, ultimately what's going to make us happy or fulfilled. Everyone has a different happy. Some people find happiness pleasing others, while other ones find happiness in the power. Everyone has a different happy. Some people find happiness in pleasing others, while others find happiness in power and domination, while others define their happy as $1 billion. I'm the type of that I like the $1 billion. I just like to stack money. Who cares? Some think the way to happiness is to have a meaningful life and to get closer to God and to give up everything material. Still others think the ultimate idea of happiness is freedom. Whatever emotion you are after, whatever vehicle you pursue, building a business, getting married, raising a family, traveling the world, whatever you think your nirvana is, I have found it is only an attempt by your brain to meet one of our 6 human needs. This 6 basic needs makes us tick. They all drive our human behavior and are universal. They are the force behind the crazy other people do great things that we do. We all have the same 6 needs, but how do we value those needs and what order determines our direction of life? Why are the 6 human needs so important to understand? Well, if you are going to build wealth, you got to know what you're really after, what you're building it for. Are you looking for wealth to feel certain and secure? Are you chasing wealth to feel special and unique, or are you looking to have a sense of contribution, or sense of contribution, you want to do things for others in a way you have never been able to do before, or maybe all of the above. If you value certainty as much important need in your life, you're going to move in a very different direction, act differently in relationships, in business and finance, than if love is your number one need. If we get underneath what you're really after, it's not money at all. What you're really after is what you think money is going to give you. Ultimately, is a set of feelings. Beneath those feelings are needs. So, of course, with a lot of things in life, things are not what they seem. The money for me is definitely, I want to be significant and also give back and be important. I feel important when I give back. I get approval too when I give back. So, that's today's lesson. But you can definitely see out of that book of, money's just paper. What you're trying to do is trying to use it as a vehicle. You're trying to use money as a vehicle to get what you get feelings, whether it be recognition, significance, security. And what most people do is they may recognize that's just a vehicle, but they still keep doing the same things. Okay, so I play money like a game because I am a competitor, and so I like to compete. I like Michael Jordan. I like Kobe Bryant. I like LeBron James. I like people who are always working on their game. I'm always working on my money game, always working some sort of angle to try to get better. Always working bowling, always trying to get better. Waking up early, staying up late, and you have to think, what excites you, what gets you out of bed early and makes you stay up late. And a lot of times it's just trying to get that 0.0001% better. And then I also know that God wants me to read books. He wants me to do my best to try to give back and to serve others, and He wants me happy. So if I'm willing to put in the work, then I can feel happy, as long as I don't come from the angle of, or the thought, or the mindset of, what can I get out of this? It's what can I bring for the table. So what I usually bring to the table is I wake up earlier than people. I stay up later than people. I read books. I try to find out the ins and outs. And a lot of times I can't get out to feed somebody Thanksgiving dinner because I'm just not set up. I don't have that kind of energy. I don't have that kind of willpower to just make myself. But what I can do is read books, make video blogs, and refine my message, refine my sense of direction, refine ways to communicate to people, to make learning something that they want to attain and something that people want to do, so they get their goals, or they get to feel better and making other people's lives. A lot of people no one has set up the message in such a way that they even want to learn, and so when I see a person that's trying to come up, obviously I try to read these books to them, and they're like, I hate books, because no one has set it up in a way to say, hey, you read books, you make money. You meet more people day in and out, you make money, you make contacts. The party is bigger, whatever you want to do. So it's that constant, workmanlike effort of get up, read the books, make blogs, investigate your own blogs to see if there's any kind of message that I can refine, any kind of things that I do, and then always ask the questions. What do people need? People need a laugh. People need to sleep. People need to make connections. People need to feel loved. People need to be appreciated. People need to be liked. People need to have things. I'll write that down. People need to be appreciated. To be appreciated. People need things to be easier. To be easier. Efficient. So I think out of this, find vehicles, find ways for people to be appreciated. That works a lot too. So kind of running out of gas. People need to be appreciated. People need things to be easier and more efficient. So what you do is you find people that need to be appreciated, and you appreciate them. You appreciate the hell out of those people. Find people that need things to be easier and more efficient, and then you provide ways for their lives to be easier and more efficient, and you will get your needs met. Out.